This is lesson 32 for course 1, Saxon Math, expanded notation, and more on elapsed time. So we're going to start off with expanded notation because elapsed time we have already done a couple of times, but in expanded notation we haven't hit on yet. So when you're looking at expanded notation, it's just another way to write a common number. So the common number that we would normally work with, for example, might be 27,000. That's how we would normally write 27,000. When you're writing it in expanded notation, you are taking the two numbers that are written and you're showing what place value they have. So 2 parentheses 2 times the place value. So that is the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So that is the 10,000s place value. Okay, so that's saying 2 of the 10,000s. Plus, parentheses, 7 times place value, 1,000. This is the expanded notation of that number. Okay, let's look at another one together. $5,280. Okay, so expanded notation, we start with the biggest one, parentheses, 5, because there's 5 in that column, times what that column is. So that is the thousands column. Add our next number is 2. 2 times 100, because that is the column it is in, plus 8 times 10, because that is the column it is in. Now, if you notice, I don't need to put the 0, just like in the last number. I don't need to talk about the 0. It is 0. If I haven't written it here in expanded notation, it is 0. Okay, that does mean you really need to watch, because if I had thousands and suddenly jumped to tens, you'd have to know that in the hundreds column there's a 0. Okay, so you need to watch what place values you're talking about. Remember these numbers? You need to watch what place value numbers, because even in this one, even though these are the only numbers I've given you, if you write them out, 5, 2, 8, if you don't remember that, oh, wait a minute, there's no ones column here, then you're not going to remember to put this 0. And if that 0 is not there, you don't have 5,280. You have 528. Okay, so you need to make sure you check what place values have been accounted for. And then make sure zeros go into the other place values that have not been accounted for within the expanded notation. All right, so that is expanded notation. So we're going to look at some more elapsed time problems. So we're going to look at what first problem is. All right, so our question is, Jason started the marathon at 7:15 a.m. He finished the race at 11:10 a.m. How long did it take Jason to run the marathon? So how we figure this out is this problem is a subtraction one. We're looking for the difference between the two times. So we start with, just as in a subtraction, the bigger number, which in this case is the later time, not the earlier time, because 11:10 is bigger than 7:15. So we're going to put 11:10 up top and 7:15 down at the bottom, and we're going to subtract. Now, remember when we're doing subtraction like this for these numbers is you're looking at these as you're subtracting minutes and you're subtracting hours. Okay, you're not doing ones columns, tens columns. You're doing minutes and hours. Okay, so minutes and hours are what you're looking at, not ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So we're going to look at this and we're going to say, okay, I'm going to bring over 10 minutes, take away 15 minutes. Well, I can't do that. 15 is bigger than 10. So I need to borrow from hours. Now, here's the second bit. What is 1 hour in minutes? It is 60 minutes. Okay, so we're not bringing 10 over, we're bringing 60 minutes over. Okay, so you have 11 hours over here. We're bringing one of them over here. 1 hour is 60 minutes. So you're adding 60 to 10. 60 plus 10 is 70. You now have 70 minutes. And this is now 10 hours. So we now have 10 hours, 70 minutes up top because I've borrowed one of the hours over. 70 take away 15, I can do. It is 55. 10 take away 7 is 3. So it took this person 3 hours and 55 minutes to run. Because remember, this is the minutes column and the hours column. Okay, so it is 3 hours and 55 minutes. Let's look at one more together, and then I will let you go on your own. All right, so for this one, we are adding. So what time is 2.5 hours after 10:43? So how we're going to look at that is we need to do 2.5 hours. So remember, we look at this in the hours and minutes column. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. So half of 60 is 30 minutes. Okay, so 2.5 hours is 2 hours, 30 minutes. So we're going to take 10 hours and 43 minutes. And we're going to add 2 hours, 30 minutes to get what our answer is. Okay, now remember, there is 60 minutes in an hour, which means this column cannot go over 60. Okay, as soon as we get to 60, it has to go into the hours column. Remember, we're looking at this in minutes. See, even I do it. You have to look at it as full minutes. Okay, so 43 plus 30. Now, at this point, you could look at it as ones and tens, okay, just to make it easier for yourself to add. But you have to remember, as soon as you get to 60, it has to go over there. So 3 plus 3 is 3, and 4 plus 3 is 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I've gotten to, okay, is 7. 7 is 1 more than 6. Okay, so remember, this is, if you will, the tens column of our minutes. So that is 70 minutes. That means one of those, or 10 of those minutes is staying here, and one of them is coming up here. Okay, because for 70, remember 60 has to go over. If you take 670, take away 60, you end up with 10. So it stayed there. Okay, and I brought the 60 that I made up there. Okay, we are now going to do 10 plus 2 is 12, plus the 1 would be 13, but 13 hours, okay? 13 hours, if you were doing the 24-hour clock, you would know is 1:13, okay? Because remember, 24-hour clock, we've gone over before, but I'll just do a quick refresher. It starts at 1 in the morning. This is AM, and it goes to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and then once it goes to 1 p.m., instead of saying 1, you go to 13, 14, 15, 16, on and on and on and on. Okay, so 1 p.m. is 13. So this is 1:13. Okay, so 2.5 hours after 10:43 is 1:13 p.m. Because as soon as we get into that 13, we're now in the afternoon. All right, you can all go to practice set. And this was lesson 32 for expanded notation and more elapsed time.